No, dude. We're leaving it at that, okay?
I just think that it's really unethical for Kryptonians to use their laser vision for abortions. That's all. That's it. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Hey guys, welcome to the CBC, the Comic Book Corps.
Hey guys.
I'm your host, Briston.
My name's Krosh again.
So, this week, we don't have much to go by, well, at least on my part. This week's actually Grant Morrison heavy.
Yeah, I ended up picking 2 issues of Joe the Barbarian and the latest issue of Batman and Robin, which is Grant Morrison written as well.
And in retrospect for me, because I didn't have an issue or issues to go by, I pulled up something from the past and got Scott Pilgrim, Precious Little Life, for a trade review.
So we'll get into that and how, because I've been trying to convince Briston for so long to get into Scott Pilgrim. You know, I've been an avid fan and everything, and finally he jumps on, and I'm glad we got this in. So we'll get to that.
We'll
soon.
get over that as soon as we're done with these.
I want to jump on talking about Joe the Barbarian first. It's written by Grant Morrison and drawn by Sean Murphy, and it is. You want to tell them what it's about?
The best way I can put it, and this is coming from a new aspect, because Krosh has had his chances to read it, and then I had my chance to read it just as of recent. The best way I could put it, it's a loner diabetic kid going back home, lost a lot of glucose, and he's starting to trip out, and now he's trying to make his way to get some sugar into his system, and
it's like he's tripping out between like real world and fantasy world, and it goes down like a really like crazy out of this world kind of adventure. And all I can say is the first issue, first of all, is only $1. So I mean, I don't know how much, you know, if you probably got spare change at home, you could probably pick this up real easy. Just see how you like it. The art is, I have to say, is really fantastic. Sean Murphy, I've never seen his work before, but I mean, there are certain pages that just like you could spend the whole, you just look at each page really well and just.
There was a couple of panels that are just like, it was amazing. It was like this mesh of visuals. I was like, wow. This is
you spend a little while just sitting there, just like
absorbing it all into your your eye socket. It's just like,
and you'll be surprised who you catch on each page. I mean, I think on a few pages we saw Optimus, and just before the show we actually saw a robot velociraptor. I want to make that clear. A robot velociraptor.
I still consider it Dinobot, but
that was the first issue. Easily, just see if you like it. I mean, I would easily recommend it. The second issue jumps into the story much more. You get everything you got in the first issue plus more, and I think that's what do you think? All right.
The second issue, it was a little bit harder for me to come into because it was just the first one went with story, and then it went to mind trip, and then the second one took it to a whole new level. It was like complete mind
just
trip.
The gates were open and it just flooding. And, I mean,
instead of a faucet just being dripped, it's just completely flowing through. And the visuals are great, like the first one.
It just takes everything to a higher notch. And I don't know, for continuing readers, it's written by Grant Morrison, and if you're a fan of Grant Morrison, it's got his trademark style, very trippy, very out of this world kind of vibe. I'm much more of a Grant Morrison fan than Briston is, but he enjoyed it. It was
the best way I can put this for you guys, for any newcomer like me, it was more like Grant Morrison's style of writing is, like a mind trip, but the artwork from what was his name?
Sean Murphy.
From Sean Murphy, it was like a great combination between these two, and it made it flow really, really well, especially with the very
The panels
first issue.
are really well laid out, and man, I just here, right this splash page right here is just there's just almost too much to take in. It's just
I literally probably took about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, just absorbing everything that I saw in that huge splash from the second issue.
I do have to mention it is a mini series. I wasn't sure at first reading this if it was an ongoing or if it's a mini series. It's 8 issues long, so it's nothing like you have to commit yourself too long to. Like I said, first issue, just $1. I mean, it's also written by Vertigo. It's published by Vertigo, which is a very well-known indie comic publisher. Consistently great
stuff. If anything, people pick up the first issue. It's only $1.
Yeah, we
Check
can't
it out.
emphasize that enough.
I mean, even I picked it. I would pick it up myself, and I've read it off Krosh. That's not fair, but
Future.
But I can't be any more honest to you. The first issue was solid, and if you like the very first issue, pick it up.
2
I'm
thumbs
not
up
even
by
kidding.
me. What do you think?
I'm giving it a solid 4.
4 thumbs?
4 out of 5.
We gotta make sure we got the
4
the
out of 5
rating.
people.
I'm going by thumbs. He's going by stars, right?
I'm going by my style, which is 4 out, 5 out of 5
Okay,
stuff.
just making sure.
So this is 4 out of 4 people. Solid. I'd say pick it up, give it a shot.
Okay. We're gonna jump right into Batman and Robin. This is issue 10 of 10 or of 12 so far, I believe. I'm not sure the series might be extended a little bit longer, but it kind of jumps. I don't know if for fans who have jumped into Batman and Robin already, it takes all the loose knots that have been set up in previous story arcs, and it starts slowly to. You can see all the knots being tied in. For new readers, Briston has never picked this up as you know, even though I've recommended more than anything as for a Batman and Robin comic. The status quo of the Batman in the Batman universe and the Batman family is starting to come to a conclusion, or it's on the road to coming to a conclusion. Don't want to spoil too much, but the return of Bruce Wayne, as the cover says, starts here, and it really starts picking up at Gotham, at Wayne Manor. Do you have any thoughts?
The way Crouch put Wayne Manor before I read this issue was it had a Scooby-Doo-esque vibe, and the very first few panels, I'll agree with him there. As Crouch put it, maybe eyes would pop out of the.
There is a panel where it shows all these portraits, and you're just waiting. Like if you're a fan like me, I'm just sitting there waiting for those eyes to just start falling, like Batman or Robin or Alfred or. It's I don't know. It's got a bit of the Clue-esque kind of thing, like it was the butler, that sort of thing, but. The thing I love about Batman comics, and that you get with the atmosphere of Gotham City and everything, is that the city itself feels alive. It's like it's got characteristics of its own. And this is the first time I've ever seen the household of Bruce Wayne ever start getting, developed and explored more than just, there's the Batcave, there's the living room, so on and so forth.
They try to give it a little bit more history, and this is me jumping on to Batman and Robin, because I was not interested in reading it. But it actually gave me a little bit more history on Wayne Manor, because, as far as I'm concerned, it was just, as Crouch said, the house, the Batcave, that's about it.